everyone. May I ask you to rise to stand? And if you'd like, you can remove your socks. And I would recommend, if you're standing in front of your mat, that you place the paper on the cushion so you have more space to move. So we'll just do a few minutes of yoga stretching. So we'll begin with the feet hip distance apart, the hands in front of the heart center, softness behind your knees. And we'll take a nice big inhale and reach up. And then we'll step the right foot behind you and reach the arms over to the right, towards the windows. Over to the left, rather, toward the windows. Breathe into the side body. Inhale, come up, step back, and then over to the other side. Opening up the side body. Inhale, come back to center, and relax the arms down. Bring the hands together in front of the heart center again, and we'll bend the knees deeply as you drop down, and then with a big inhale, reach all the way up, reach all the way up, reach all the way up. And then simply bring the hands back down again, exhaling all the breath out of your lungs, hands in front of the heart center. Go ahead and take a nice wide step. Turn the toes out and the heels in. And we'll drop down, bending the knees, and then just simply reach the arms up. Press into the floor, stretch all the way up, press the hips slightly forward, shoulders back, and then come into your cactus arms as you bend down again. Take a nice breath in and out. And then inhale, press up again, reach up, spread the arms, activate the arms and fingers. One more time, bend down. Take a breath. And then bring the hands to the knees. We're going to drop the left shoulder forward as you press into that left knee and twist a little bit to the right. Come back to center on the inhale and come the other way. Press into the right knee, twisting to the left. Come back to center. One more time on both sides. Twisting, pressing into the knee. Come back to center. Twist the other way. And come back to center. Come all the way up. Reach up. 5-pointed star. Breathe into the front body. And relax the arms. Step the feet back again, hip distance apart. Bring the hands behind you and either interlace the fingers or reach for your wrists or whatever is comfortable for you. Roll the shoulders back. Step the left or rather right foot forward. You're standing on a train track here. We'll inhale, roll the shoulders back. On the exhale, hinge forward from the hip creases. Look down at the floor, softness behind the knees. Fold over the legs as you raise the arms up behind you. Breathe in and breathe out. Try to relax the weight of the head, and then find your feet, press into the floor, come back up, step back and release. Bring the arms in front of you, just simply roll, turning the palms in and out, rolling at the shoulders, and then bring them back again. Again, interlace the fingers, if so, bring the opposite thumb on top. And then step the left foot forward onto the train track. Roll the shoulders back and down. Inhale. Exhale, hinge forward, folding over the legs. Raise the arms up behind you if you can. Relax the weight of the head. Breathe in, breathe out. And then find your feet. Inhale, press into the floor. Lift yourself back up again. Step back, release the arms. Roll the shoulders forward, up, back and down. Again, forward, up, back and down. Hands on your hips, step the feet nice and wide. Turn the right toes out, left heel back. Intersect the heel with the arch. We'll bend the front knee, that would be your right knee. Allow the knee to just be directly above the ankle, and then bring the arms up shoulder level. Roll the shoulders back, palms facing down. Look over the right shoulder. Breathe in, straighten the leg, bring the arms up. Breathe out, come back to bend again. Breathe in, come up. Breathe out and bend. Breathe in, come up. Release the arms to your hips, turn both feet forward. Circle at the hips. Circle at the hips. Then left toes out, right heel back, coming to the other side. Bend the left knee, arms up shoulder level, palms facing down, rolling the shoulders back. Take a breath here. Check that your knee is directly over your ankle. Inhale, straighten your knee. Exhale, bend. Look over the arm. Inhale, up. Big inhale. Exhale, bend. Squeeze the glutes. Inhale up. This time release the hands down alongside you. Turn both toes forward. Heels back. Hands on your hips. Take a big breath in. Sigh it out. Then interlace your fingers behind you. Wide stance. Roll the shoulders back. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, looking down at the floor. Just simply fold over, releasing the weight of the head towards the earth if it's available to you. If it doesn't feel good, don't do it. Let the weight of the head go. Gently nod your head. Yes, yes, yes. Gently shake your head. No, no, no. And then in this position, release your hands and reach the right hand for the left leg. Twisting over. Opening up the opposite arm towards the sky. And then change sides. Releasing and relaxing. One more time on each side. Twisting the other way. Last one. Coming back to center. Bring your hands to your hips. Find the feet in the earth. Lift up. Roll the shoulders back. Heel toe or hop your feet together. Beautiful. Hands on hips. Circle again. And circle the other way. So we'll finish with our breath of joy. You can relax your arms alongside of you. So breath of joy is as if we're conducting a little orchestra. So you take 3 short inhales in through your nose, and then you exhale out of your mouth as you fold over your legs. Nice softness in the knees. And then we just repeat. Okay? So we begin. And again. And again. And just fold here, letting go completely. If you want to widen your stance a little bit so you can sway the arms from side to side, that's fine if it's available to you, whatever feels good. And then engage the abdominal muscles as you slowly begin to stack your vertebrae one at a time, rolling up and letting the head become the last part of your body to roll into place. So I think we'll all remain standing for bows. Thank you so much. Namaste.
Thank you, Karen. And good morning, everyone. Welcome to brand new month, November, and happy November. And This is One Dharma Center Sunday Dharma Gathering. Now we'll continue our practice with bowing. So bring your palms together in your heart center. With your minds and hearts together, let us look at this circle image. Symbolizes our true mind, the ultimate truth of the universe. There is no beginning, no ending, and there is the principle of cause and effect. Now please join me in bowing to the Dharmakaya Buddha Fourfold Grace. Today we'll do standing bowing. I bow in gratitude to the grace of heaven and earth, honoring the infinite beneficence of nature and the universe. I bow in gratitude to the grace of parents, honoring the beneficence from parents, ancestors, and all those who have had a nurturing role in my life. I bow in gratitude to the grace of fellow beings, recognizing the truth of interconnectedness. I bow in gratitude to the grace of laws, which guides us, protects us, and promotes justice. Now turn to your neighbor Buddhas and we'll greet each other with our smiles and gentle bows. Now please be seated. Take your time to adjust your sitting body on your mat or in your chairs. Silent sitting meditation will continue with the method of sitting meditation by Won Seung-yong, Pete.
The method of sitting meditation is simple and easy. Sit comfortably on the floor or in a chair. Breathe in, grab all your tension, and breathe it out. Open your chest and heart, stretch up tall, and align your spine from your neck to your tailbone. Relax your shoulders and arms, then allow your hands to rest on your knees. Bring your attention to your breath. As you exhale, release all mental and physical tension. Invite your attention to abide in your chi energy field, which is called Danjin. This is located about 2 inches below your navel and is the power center for your breathing. Open your eyes and gaze downward over the end of your nose into the floor. Keep your mouth closed and allow the tip of your tongue to rest gently against the roof of your mouth. When your mind is concentrated and calm, pure and clear saliva may gather in the mouth. You may swallow it. Relax your facial muscles and notice your gentle smile. If your face or body begins to itch, do not scratch. This is just a sign of the energy circulating in your body. Simply note the itching and let it pass. If your legs ache unbearably, you may change position very slowly and quietly so that you maintain a calm stillness and do not interrupt others. When thoughts arise in your mind, do not be discouraged or disturbed by them. Simply focus on your breathing without reacting to or playing with those thoughts. Recognize them as thoughts. They will disappear by themselves. And remember, keep bringing your awareness back to your Danjun breathing center. If you continue practicing meditation for a long time, you will rest in the realm of samadhi, deep meditation, in which the mind is calm, concentrated, perfectly focused, and at peace, with no distinction between self and others, time and place. We are grateful to sit quietly together, finding the still point within. May we be here now, aware of our ever calm and alert spirit.
When it comes to meditation, there are many forms. Now we'll do chanting and prayer. Page 3. Yeongju spiritual chant. Let us read the meaning together. The spiritual energy of heaven and earth permeates my being. My spirit touches all things as my mind wills. Heaven, earth, and I become one. I am one with the way of heaven and earth. 영주 천지연기야 심정만 사여이야 심통 천지여와 동일체하여 천지동심정 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 천지연기야 심정만 사여이야 심통 천지여와 동일체하여 천지동심정. Prayer for world peace. Grace of heaven and earth, grace of parents, grace of fellow beings, grace of laws. O Dharma Kaya Buddha, fourfold grace. May we take refuge in Dharma and be filled with compassion and wisdom. May we transform delusion into wisdom, greed into generosity, resentment into gratitude, discord into harmony, and hatred into compassion. May all nations grow and benefit mutually. May the strong help the weak, and may the weak learn and evolve according to Dharma. May all those who have died from world conflicts and disasters be delivered through all obstacles and be at rest. May there be peace throughout the world, and may all beings enjoy tranquility and happiness, living in their original true nature. This we pray with our whole hearts. Page 4, Sutra Chanting Meditation. Yeowon Sangva. Yeowon is the realm of samadhi beyond words and speech, the gateway of birth and death, transcending being, non-being, the origin. Heaven and earth, parents, fellow beings, and lost our true nature. All Buddhas, enlightened master, unenlightened people, sentient beings, Yeowon manifests as both permanence and impermanence. Fused as permanence, Yeowon unfolds into an infinite world that ever abiding, spontaneous, just as it is fused as impermanence. Yeowon unfolds into infinite world through cycle of formation, duration, decay,
extinction of the universe and birth, aging, illness, and death of all beings according to how we use our minds and bodies in the four forms of earth. We transform through six realms of existence, progressing or regressing with grace, arise from harm or harm from grace. Therefore, unawakened beings vow to practice wholeheartedly, modeling ourselves after Yeowon Sangdo Dharma Kaya Buddha by cultivating our minds and bodies, deeply knowing human affairs and universal thoroughly, and using our minds and bodies skillfully, thus progressing rather than regressing, receiving grace rather than harm, until we attain great empowerment of Yeowon and become one with the nature of Yeowon. Heart Sutra. The Bodhisattva of great compassion, when deeply practicing Prajnaparamita, realized all five aggregates are empty and thus became free from all suffering and distress. Shariputra, form does not differ from emptiness. Emptiness does differ from form. Form is emptiness. Emptiness is form. The same two of sensations, perceptions, pulses, and consciousness. So Shariputra, all dharmas are empty. Who disappear are not tainted or pure, do not increase or decrease. Emptiness, no form, no sensations, no perceptions, impulses, no consciousness, no eyes, no ears, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind. Form, no sound, no smell, no taste, no touch, no object of mind. Realm of eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, of mind, consciousness. Ignorance, no extinction of ignorance, no old days and death, no extinction. No suffering, no cause of suffering, no cessation of suffering. Past no wisdom, no attainment, with nothing to attain. The Bodhisattva relies on Prajnaparamita, therefore the mind has no hindrance. Any hindrance, no fears exist, free from delusion. One dwells in nirvana. All Buddhas of the past, present, and future rely on Prajnaparamita and attain supreme. Therefore know that Prajnaparamita is the great mantra, is the great enlightening mantra, is the unsurpassed, unequaled mantra, which is able to eliminate all suffering. This is true enough, also proclaim the Prajnaparamita mantra, which says gone, gone, gone beyond, far beyond, now awaken, gate, gate, para gate, parasamgate, buddhisvaha gate, gate, para gate, Parasamgate Bodhisvaha Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhisvaha.
Hands on your knees. Let us gently stretch our body, your shoulders, spine, your arms and hands. Relax your neck and head. Fingertips on your head and tap, tap, tap. Let us stretch upward fully and your side. Now release your hands down. Today, Reverend Yeowon will give us a Dharma talk, and the title of our talk is The Path to True Self-Confidence. The Path to True Self-Confidence. Let us join our palms together. Let us greet Reverend Yeowon. Good morning.
Good morning. Today, I would like to share the path to true self-confidence with you all. Self-confidence stems from believing in oneself and serve as a significant driving force in all of our actions. People at various points in their lives, starting from childhood, often face situations that lead to a loss of self-confidence. In many cases, one's focus shifts, consciously or unconsciously, from oneself to others, comparing oneself to those who possess what one lacks, or excel in areas where one falls short. Unknowingly, feeling inferiority and the desire can grow rapidly, leading to self-deprecation and living a life that falls short of one's desires. I too have experienced such times and observed the inner worlds or minds of people. And I've come to understand that one of the saddest things in the world is when a person does not believe in themselves. In September, I introduced you to the Hwadu or Kwan. Do you remember? On the winding road up Pyeongsan, a rock sits listening to the sound of a stream. Nothing, but no nothing either. Not, but not either. I told you to embark on a journey to discover this realm, breaking free from the false self we have created in our minds. However, that awakening alone is not enough. Self-confidence is formed through awakening and practice. There are numerous methods to boost self-confidence as shared by YouTubers or psychologists. But today, I want to introduce what I believe to be the most realistic and scientifically backed way to improve self-confidence through changing one's actions. The practice of mindfulness in Won Buddhism. How do you all perceive mindfulness? It could mean different things to different people, such as not forgetting or fully concentrating on a present moment. During this time, I want to discuss what mindfulness practice means in Won Buddhism, why it's important, and explore some specific techniques. First, I'll provide some doctrinal background on mindfulness in Won Buddhism. The founding master Sotaesan attained great enlightenment at the age of 26. Observing the suffering in society and the difficult lives of people, he deeply contemplated for 4 years in Pyeongsan, Korea, seeking ways to make this world a better place and save all sentient beings. His deep inquiry led to the establishment of the doctrines of Won Buddhism, including, as you know, the truth of Yeowon, the fourfold grace, the four essentials, the threefold study, and the 8 articles. The founding master not only expounded these principles, but also made them accessible to everyone through the principal book of Won Buddhism, Chapter 3, Practice. The founding master stated, when the period of right Dharma returns, however, all people will again be trained realistically with simple doctrines and convenient methods, and each and every person will be guided under the right Dharma that is transmitted by speech and received by mind, so that they will experience and awaken to that great way. What then would be the point of studying all the 5 carts of books and reading the entire 80,000 pages of sutras? His teachings emphasize the simplicity of the doctrines and the practical nature of the path to enlightenment. He intended for everyone to have access to the teachings and apply them in their daily lives. The founding master, in order to guide everyone on a path of enlightenment, summarized the doctrines very simply and easily into the 9 articles of the essential dharmas of daily practice that we recite every day. I first memorized this when I was very young, and for about 20 years I just kept in my memory as a knowledge. But however, as I continued to study and practice, I came to understand the deeper intention of the founding master. The founding master said, it is intended to help you grasp their meanings in your hearts and assess it in your minds, reviewing them generally once a day, and more specifically, examining them each time you are faced with sensory conditions. And he said, you must assess and check your mind over and over. It's quite challenging for us to do this without forgetting in every moment. Even when we resolve to do it, it's easy to forget. He said, it's said that a person's mind is so subtle, extremely subtle, that it exists when you take hold of it, but disappears when you let it go. How then can a person cultivate one's mind without checking it? Without checking, the mind cannot be cultivated. The process of checking the mind is the foundation of the mindfulness and self-confidence. So what is mindfulness? There's a paper before you. Please read the word mindfulness, only the first sentence, mindfulness, written on a paper. Mindfulness refers to acting with heedfulness in making choices with regard to items that you resolved either to do or not to do. In simple terms, it means acting with heedfulness in making choices with sound thoughts with regard to items that you resolved either to do or not to do. Please also read the mindfulness, the third one. Mindfulness means to know numinously and behave correctly in a state that is free from any sense of attachment. This is the mind that takes suitable measure while harboring no thoughts. Master Chongsan said, mindfulness means to know numinously and behave correctly in a state that is free from any attachment. This is mind that takes suitable measure while harboring no thoughts. This means cultivating a mind that is free from any attachment, not only during Dharma service, chanting, or sitting meditation, but in every moment, ensuring that our minds do not stray from our self-nature. In this universe, there exists something called the void in calm, numinous awareness. It's empty and devoid of anything, but it's filled with boundless radiance, and there is nothing unknown within it. Remarkably, this exists within each of our minds too. We call this the mind that takes suitable measure while harboring no thoughts. What does this mean? Let's say, for example, I'm going to a grocery store to buy tomatoes and bananas. But on my way, I spot a biscuit that I really like. My mind, without me even realizing it, gets drawn to the biscuits. And I might end up forgetting why I came there in the first place. If I don't take suitable measure properly, I could get distracted and keep forgetting my original purpose as I'm drawn from one thing to another. However, if I continuously repeat tomatoes, bananas, tomatoes, bananas, tomatoes, bananas in my mind like mantras, I'll probably stick to just those items. But that's not how our practice works. That's an attachment. Instead, it involves recognizing that your mind might be drawn as you enter the store and taking suitable measure of only whether or not you are affected by that sensory condition. In that moment of being drawn, you become aware and gently bring your mind back. Cultivating this realm of numinous awareness within our minds is what mindfulness practice is all about. And it's not as difficult as it may seem. On the other hand, on mindfulness, it's in simple terms, please read together, on mindful and on mindfulness too. On mindful refers to acting without hatefulness in making choices. Unmindfulness means to be deluded and behave foolishly in a state that is enticed by a sense of attachment. This is the mind that, while harboring thoughts, does not know how to take suitable measure. In essence, it signifies thinking a lot, but being enticed and attached to sensory conditions in all actions. Then why do we sometimes fail to be mindful or become unmindful? While there are many individual reasons, common factors include desires or habits. Negligence can also be a contributing cause. It's about not tending to our minds or not checking our minds from the first. The true scriptures are within our minds. So shall we investigate the causes by observing our minds? What leads you to lose mindfulness and become unmindful in your particular circumstances? There are many types of mindfulness practice, but today we'll delve into one of the most fundamental tools, mindfulness and unmindfulness examination practice. Step 1, we'll go together. Step 1, choose a mindfulness and unmindfulness item. You can see the table, right? Choose a mindfulness and unmindfulness item. Good examples of mindfulness items include cultivating a positive habit you want to develop, or to breaking a negative habit. These items can be based on real life issues you're facing or your current state of mind. It's also good practice to prepare for upcoming sensory conditions that have not yet arisen. So, take a moment to write your mindfulness item on a paper. Choosing mindfulness items related to your immediate surroundings is more recommended for beginners. You can take your time after the service. So, the example of the items can be stop mind functioning when discriminating mind arises. And step 2, when the chosen situation arises, don't forget the items you've chosen and check whether you practice mindfulness or not. For example, if your mindful item is getting up immediately when the morning alarm rings, no snooze, you can check it once a day, just O and X. Or if your item is something like quick 1-minute meditation for scattered focus, then you can record each time you do it using a tally like this. Tally. Or other methods. There are various ways to keep track of your mindfulness items. The founding master suggests a bean count method of examination, in which I divide the day into 4 parts and check whether I was mindful or not by each designated time. The founding master emphasized that initially, simply recognizing the mindfulness items, oh, my mindfulness item is this, and checking whether you remember them or not is the first step. And over time, as your practice becomes more consistent, then getting the desired results is considered as mindfulness. And step 3, you assess whether you've carried out the items you resolved to do or not to do. If your actual task deviated from your premeditated plan, you analyze the reasons for the discrepancy. You re-examine the path your past actions have taken and the framework within which future actions will unfold. And you go through the process of mindfulness preparation again. In the case of bean count method, I count the number of the mindfulness and unmindfulness beans with different colors and assess whether I practice mindfulness. When mindfulness beans are more plentiful, then I acknowledge that I was mindful on the day. And when unmindfulness beans more, I reflect on what might have gone wrong and plan for improvement. You can track your progress on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. This systematic approach allows you to study in advance and pause your mind to make choices with sound thought, ensuring you don't forget the plans you've made. I'm still a work in progress, but I'd like to share one example of my practice of mindfulness. I was not always good at keeping my space organized. I knew how to do it, but I struggled with maintaining the habit consistently. I often left clothes lying around, misplaced objects, and created clutter in my room. However, when I felt more stable, Then I would tidy up in my living space. This was my cycle. I wanted to change, but I often made excuses like, I'm feeling very tired now, so I cannot do that. But 7 years ago, my younger sister unexpectedly visited my place, suddenly, which was a disheveled state. I was taken aback and felt embarrassed. I thought that she probably thought of me as someone who was good at organizing, and this will disappoint her. Strangely, my sister seemed unaffected and suggested we chant for a while. And after a brief chant, Namo Amitabha sometimes, she said, let's clean up. And started tidying up. From that time, I made up my mind to break free from this cycle. I realized that the state of my room directly reflected my state of mind. So I began by choosing the mindfulness item of placing items back in their designated place. When a feeling of laziness arises while hanging up the clothes on a hanger, without any thought, I immediately pause to recognize that feeling and proceed to check and assess my mindfulness item, which I promised to myself. Then the mindfulness count increases by 1. Although there were many instances of being on mindfulness in the beginning with continued checking and assessing, I eventually rolled the thought based on sound spirit, even in those brief moments, how to make tidy space. I examine my current state of mind, the surroundings, and the times, as sometimes there isn't any physical time. So I immediately make resolution to choose in action. I record this in my diary, reflecting on my mind. Even in recent times, when my mind was under considerable stress and experiencing great challenges, I found myself reluctant to tidy up my space. Thoughts such as, I don't feel like organizing right now. Recognizing that state of mind and recalling the promise I made to myself, I realized that if I were to yield to that state of mind, the cycle of negativity would start again. So considering the time available to me and condition of my body, I made the decision to change the room layout. Over 2 days, I planned 2 days and put it into action. I moved the bed to the sunnier spot, not to be depressed, and created a comfortable resting area in one corner of my room. The method was truly simple, following the principle Master Chengsan taught us, to know numinously and behave correctly in a state that is free from any attachment. This is a mind that takes suitable measure while harboring no thoughts. I put it into practice. If I had obsessed over cleaning with thoughts like, I must tidy up, I must tidy up, I must tidy up, it would have only added anxiety and made execution much harder. However, by setting mindfulness items as my commitment and having a mindset of the mind that takes suitable measure, I could instantly recognize when my mind was being drawn to old habits and would check and assess, jotting down in my journal repeatedly. This allows me to witness the transformation in my daily life and mindset. The strength gradually accumulated through this process instilled tremendous self-confidence in me whenever I engage in any task. Moreover, I realized that with this newfound strength, I can do more beneficial deeds for others and publics. Venerable Chasan, the fourth head Dharma master in One Buddhism, who wished the One Buddhist broadcasting station, dedicated 30 years of consistent practice in the practice of mindfulness. He said he succeeded in the goal, But he said before that, he really, really consistently practiced for 30 years for that. He said practicing mindfulness inconsistently, if you're on and off, is like letting it grow moldy and eventually losing its usefulness. On the other hand, being consistent in your practice, day in and day out, will allow it to mature and grant you significant abilities. It will also benefit those around you. I believe that no matter how complex the world may be now, when each individual applies these teachings and change themselves, they can have a positive impact on their families, societies, nations, and the world. The most precious thing in the world is belief in oneself. I hope to practice with you to realize a checking mind, build a true self-confidence, and inspire others with your newfound strength. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Reverend Yeowon. So now we know that the path to self-confidence is through practicing mindfulness. So to me and to the One Dharma Center retreat staff, Reverend Yeowon is the most organized person. So we have some place to be tightened. We go to her and have consultation with her. And now I learned that that is from her consistent practice of mindfulness for at least 7 years. Since that day, her sister visited her room. Thank you for that. So please take this paper with you. And maybe today will be your first day to start this practice. For the pencil, you can leave it by your mat and sigh. Kindly collect this pencil after the service. Page 6. Let us recite essential dharmas of daily practice, guided by One Popson Helen.
Essential dharmas of daily practice. 1. The mind is originally free from disturbance, but disturbances arise in response to sensory conditions. Let us restore the equanimity of our true nature by letting go of disturbances. 2. The mind is originally free from delusion, but delusions arise in response to sensory conditions. Let us restore the wisdom of our true nature by letting go of delusions. 3. The mind is originally free from wrongdoing, but wrongdoings arise in response to sensory conditions. Let us restore the precepts of our true nature by letting go of wrongdoings. 4. Let us replace disbelief, greed, laziness, and ignorance with belief, zeal, questioning, and dedication. 5. Let us turn resentment into gratitude. 6. Let us turn dependency into self-reliance. 7. Let us turn reluctance to learn into willingness to learn well. 8. Let us turn reluctance to teach into willingness to teach well. 9. Let us turn a lack of public spirit into eagerness to serve the good of all.
To me, November is a month of gratitude. And the last Sunday, November 26th, as a community, we are going to celebrate this gratitude month with the theme of spiritual thanksgiving. So this is a flyer, spiritual thanksgiving. You are all invited. And featured programs are Thanksgiving prayer meditation, Dharma talk from Venerable Juksanim, our teacher, and there will be live cello music. And community lunch will be followed. So here's the flyer, And we are going to make a sign-up sheet for this, for the head count for lunch from next Sunday. So please kindly sign up for this program. 2 upcoming retreats we have. One is at the end of December with Tai Chi Qigong Master Reverend Song from the One Institute of Graduate Studies. So he's going to lead this 3 nights, 4 days retreat over the New Year, January 1st, Tai Chi retreat. And in the New Year, we have New Year Transformation Meditation Retreat in January 12th to 15th over the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday. Guiding teachers, Dharma Master Venerable Chuksanim, and also Karen as a yoga instructor. She'll be there and guide us with nice stretchings. So here's the flyer. Please take a look. And this coming Saturday, we'll have live music concert by 4 Nations Ensemble. They're going to feature 2 harpsichords. Starting at 2:30, we have very limited space available now, like 1 or 2 seats. And the original price was $100. And to us, to our community people, it'll be $25. So after this service, if you are interested in this concert, please let me know. Page 9. Let us sing morning prayer song. Dharmakaya Buddha, fourfold grace, I begin a new day in your presence. Today full of health and with peace of mind, may I walk along the path of the Buddha. Dharmakaya Buddha, fourfold grace, I begin a new day with your grace. Today gratefully and with gentle words, may I live in harmony with all those I meet. Dharmakaya Buddha, fourfold grace, I begin a new day with compassion. Today, making the world a more loving place. May I do all that I can for one world. This concludes our Sunday Dharma service. Thank you, everyone.